Hello everyone, welcome to biology class. In this class, we are going to see 9th standard biology chapter 19 plant physiology. So already we have learned the lesson. This class, we are going to see the textbook exercises of plant physiology. First Roman number, choose the correct answer. The tropic movement that helps the climbing vines to find a suitable support. So they have given the various options. So climbing vines, they have weak stem. So based upon the stimulus called touch, using the support, the climbing vines grow. So the correct answer is thigmotropism. The chemical reaction occurs during photosynthesis. So during the process of photosynthesis, we know carbon dioxide and water react to give glucose and oxygen. So during this process, the carbon dioxide molecule is reduced, whereas the water gets oxidized. The bending of root of a plant in response to water. So the stimulus is water. So out of the following, the root in response to water is hydrotropism. So water is hydro. So the bending of root in response to water is a tropic movement. So it is hydrotropism. A growing seedling is kept in dark room. A burning candle is placed near it for few days. The tip part of the seedling bends towards the burning candle. So this is an example of. So here the candle is a source of light. So the movement of the plant part in response to light is referred to as phototropism. So the correct answer is phototropism. The fifth one, the root of the plant. So the root of the plant grows towards two kind of stimuli. One is gravity, the other one is water. So in both the cases, they are towards the stimulus, that is, it is positive. So towards the gravity is positively geatrophic and towards the water is positively hydrotropic. So from the given option 2 and 3 are correct. So that is, the root of the plant is positively geatrophic, grows towards the gravity, but negatively phototropic, that is, it is growing away from the light. So it is called negatively phototropic. And third option is also correct, negatively phototropic. So just now I told you away from the light, but positively hydrotropic, that is, it grows towards the direction of water. The sixth one, the non-directional movement of a plant part in response to temperature. So when you see the word non-directional movement, then definitely it is a nastic movement. So they are asking in response to temperature. So the correct answer is thermonasty. Seventh one, chlorophyll in a leaf is required for. So out of the 4 different processes, chlorophyll is required for. So we know chlorophyll is required for photosynthesis, because the chlorophyll molecule functions as a green pigment absorbing the sunlight for the process of photosynthesis. So the correct answer is photosynthesis. Transpiration takes place through. So we know transpiration is nothing but loss of water from the aerial parts of the plant, and transpiration is going to take place through stomata. Of course, it can take place through the cuticle and lenticel, but in the given options, only you have stomata. So transpiration takes place through stomata. Next, fill in the blanks. The shoot system grows upward in response to light. Okay, because it is growing in response to light. Dash is positively hydrotropic as well as positively geatrophic. Now only we saw in the choose. Root is both positively hydrotropic and positively geatrophic. That is, it grows towards the water and gravity. The green pigment present in the plant. What is the name of the green pigment present in the plant? It is chlorophyll. The solar tracking of sunflower in accordance with the path of sun is due to. The movement is phototropism. So sun, again light, so it is phototropism. The response of a plant part towards gravity. So gravity stimulus means it is geotropism. Plants take in carbon dioxide for photosynthesis. Okay, so we know plant takes in carbon dioxide for photosynthesis and leaves out oxygen. But for its own living, plant need dash. So it need oxygen. Next, the third Roman number, match column A with column B. So column A they have given roots growing downwards into soil, shoots growing towards the light, shoot growing upward and roots growing downwards away from the light. Let's match it correctly. First one, roots growing downward into the soil. So towards the soil. So which means gravity. So it is positive geotropism. Shoots growing towards the light. Again it is positive because it is growing towards. So it is positive. Light means photo. So positive phototropism. Shoots growing upward. So shoot growing upward is negative geotropism. And roots growing downward away from the light. It is negative phototropism. Next, state whether true or false. If false, correct the statement. So the response of a plant part to the chemical stimulus is called phototropism. Of course, it is false because the response of a plant to chemical means it is chemotropism. So you have to change, you have to write the same sentence. Instead of phototropism, you write as chemotropism. Towards the chemical stimulus means it is chemotropism. In another manner also you can change the same answer. So you can write as false, and instead of the chemical stimulus you can write, instead of chemical, if you change light, then also the statement will be true. That is, the response of a part of a plant to the light stimulus is called phototropism. So either way you can do this. Shoot is positively phototrophic and negatively geotrophic. Of course it is true. It is positively phototrophic, that is grows towards the light, and negatively geotrophic, that is grows away from the gravity. When the weather is hot, water evaporates lesser, which is due to the opening of stomata. So what will happen when the weather is hot? The evaporation rate will not be lesser, so it is faster. So the statement is false, and instead of lesser you have to write faster. Photosynthesis produces glucose and carbon dioxide. So it is false. Photosynthesis produces glucose and oxygen. So you know the equation of photosynthesis. So photosynthesis produces glucose and oxygen. Carbon dioxide taken in, oxygen is left out. So photosynthesis produces glucose and oxygen. Photosynthesis is important in releasing oxygen to keep the atmosphere in balance. So it is true. So the oxygen level, due to the process of photosynthesis, the oxygen level is kept in balance in the atmosphere. Plants lose water when the stomata on leaves are closed. The statement is false because plants lose water when the stomata on the leaves are open. When the leaves are stomata are open only, through the stomata the water will be lost. Next, answer very briefly. So first question, what is nastic movement? So always you have to remember in your mind, nastic movement is nothing but non-directional movement. Okay, tropic means unidirectional movement, whereas nastic means non-directional movement. So nastic movements are non-directional response of a plant or a part of a plant, the entire plant or a part of a plant towards the stimulus. Second question, name the plant part. First one, which bends in the direction of gravity but away from the light. So which part of the plant bends towards the gravity away from the light? So you know the root of a plant. The rest of the thing is in there in the question. The root of a plant bends in the direction of gravity but away from the light. The second question, which bends towards, which bends towards light but away from the force of gravity. So you know the shoot of a plant bends towards light but away from the force of gravity. The third answer, differentiate phototropism from photonasty. So I have given like this, but in the exam you can draw column and write the answer as phototropism and photonasty. You can draw the differentiate tabular column and you can write the answer. So first, phototropism. So tropism, again the word you have to write unidirectional movement of a plant part. Here photo, what is the stimulus photo? It is light. So unidirectional movement of a plant part to light stimulus. So this tropic movement, always tropic movements are slow movement and it is irreversible. Next, photonasty, non-directional movement of a plant part in response to light stimulus. So it is non-directional movement of a plant and it is immediate and this process can be reversed. Fourth answer, photosynthesis converts energy X into energy Y. So they have asked, given a statement and they are asking what are X and Y. And second part of the question, green plants are autotrophic in their mode of nutrition. Why? So coming to the first, the given statement, photosynthesis converts X energy into Y energy. So what is X and Y? So during photosynthesis, we very well know light energy is converted into chemical energy. So obviously X is light energy, Y is chemical energy. So during the photosynthesis process, the light energy is converted into chemical energy. The second part of the question, green plants are autotrophic in their mode of nutrition. Why? So green plants are autotrophic in their mode of nutrition because the term auto refers to self or own. So they are autotrophic in their mode of nutrition because they prepare their food. Okay, they are going to prepare their own food material. So here you can add a word called own. So they prepare their food material through a process called photosynthesis using carbon dioxide, water, sunlight and chlorophyll. The next question, define transpiration. So what is transpiration? Loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial part of the plant body is called transpiration. So what is meant by aerial part of the plant body? The plant parts that are found above the soil is referred to as aerial part of the plant. So loss of water in the form of water vapor from the aerial part of the plant body is called transpiration. Name this, next question, name the cell that surrounds the stoma. So stoma is nothing but they are meaning stomata. So each stomata is surrounded by guard cell. So they are surrounded by bean shaped or kidney shaped cells called guard cell. So the cell that surrounds stoma is the guard cell. Next, answer briefly. First question, give the technical term for the following. In that they are asking the first one, growth dependent movement in plant, and the second, growth independent movement in plant. Again, already I have told you to remember two things. Tropic means unidirectional movement and nastic means non-directional movement. Similarly, you have to remember the another two things for tropic and nastic movement. Growth dependent movement in plant. The answer is nothing but tropic movement. So this movement has got some connection with the growth of the plant. So it is called growth dependent movement. For example, the root growing towards the gravity and the shoot growing towards the light. Everything has a connection with the growth of the plant. So it is growth dependent movement is tropic movement. Growth independent movement in plants, the answer is nastic movement. So this type of movement is not going to do anything with that of the growth. So it is called growth independent movement. For example, when you say when you touch the leaves of touch me not plant, the leaves droops or it closes. So is there any connection with the growth of the touch-me-not plant? No. So it is a growth independent movement. So growth independent movement is called as nastic movement. Second question, explain the movement seen in pneumatophores of Avicennia. So what is the pneumatophores of Avicennia? This Avicennia plant grows in marshy area. So in such a case, to obtain the oxygen, they develop the upright roots. So in the class we have learned that the roots that develop 180 degree upright manner is referred to as the negatively geotropic movement, because usually you know the root is growing towards the gravity, positively geotrophic, but they are going to grow upright, okay, that is away from the soil. And so what is the type of movement? Negatively geotropic movement. So coming to Avicennia plant, it grows in marshy and swampy area. So in marshy areas there is no air or gases for exchange required for roots, especially oxygen. So to compete this deficiency, that is to get the oxygen, the roots of the plants which are horizontal produces adventitious respiratory roots, because for the process of respiration only these roots are produced. So they are called as respiratory roots which come out upward. So such respiratory root in case of Avicennia plant which comes upward is called as pneumatophores and are negatively geotrophic. The main thing you have to remember for this answer, they are asking the movement, it is negatively geotropic movement, but they are asking the explanation. So for which you have to write the entire answer. Next, third answer question, fill in the blanks. 6 CO2 plus dash in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll gives out dash plus 6 O2. So you know the raw material carbon dioxide plus water. So 6 CO2 in the dash, what you have to fill? 6 H2O in the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll. What is produced? Food. What is the food here? It is glucose, C6H12O6. Okay, C6H12O6. You have to write as subscript. You should not write C6 in the same line. You have to write below. Okay, C6H12O6 plus 6O2. So carbon dioxide plus water in the presence of sunlight, chlorophyll gives us glucose plus oxygen. Next question, what is chlorophyll? What is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is a green pigment. Where it is found? It is found in leaves. What is the function of the chlorophyll? It traps sunlight. For what it traps sunlight? For the process of photosynthesis. Next question, name the part of plant which shows positive geotrophism. Why? So which part of the plant grows towards the gravity? So you know, root of the plant, it is going to grow towards the gravity. So why they are asking? Because they exhibit unidirectional response to gravity. Sixth question, what is the difference between the movement of flower in sunflower plant and closing of the leaves in the Mimosa pudica? Mimosa pudica is nothing but touch-me-not plant. So they are asking, how does the movement in sunflower plant is different from the movement in touch-me-not plant? So the basic difference is the sunflower plant movement is an example for tropic movement, whereas the Mimosa pudica, touch-me-not plant, is an example for nastic movement. This is the basic difference. Okay, let's see in detail. So the movement of flower in sunflower plant is a tropic movement. What tropic movement? Phototropism. That is unidirectional response to light stimulus. Whereas the closing of the leaves in Mimosa pudica plant is nastic movement. What kind of nastic movement? Thigmonasty. So it is a non-directional response to touch. The seventh question, suppose you have a rose plant growing in a pot. How will you demonstrate transpiration in it? Okay, how can we demonstrate transpiration? So what we can do? We can take a plastic bag and tie the plastic bag over the leaves of the rose plant and place the plant in the sunlight. After few hours, we can see the water condensing inside the plastic bag. That is, you can find water droplets on inside of the plastic bag. So the water is let out by the leaves as a result of transpiration. Thus you can demonstrate the process of transpiration. Next question, mention the difference between stomatal and lenticular transpiration. So the same we will learn in the detailed answer also. So stomatal transpiration, loss of water from plants through stomata. What are stomata? They are tiny microscopic pores on the leaves. And lenticular transpiration, loss of water from the plants as vapor through lenticel. What are lenticel? They are tiny opening that protrude from the box in woody stems and twigs as well as in other plant organ. The next question, to which directional stimuli do number 1 root respond, number 2 shoot respond. So root, as already we know, we have seen in choose also, roots responds to two kind of stimulus. One is gravity and the other one is water. So it is positively geatrophic and positively hydrotropic. And shoot respond to which directional stimuli? They respond to light. So it is positive phototropism. Next, answer in detail, a very important answer. Differentiate tropic and nastic movement. First, tropic movement. Unidirectional response to the stimulus. Whatever it may be the stimulus, it is going to exhibit unidirectional response to stimulus. Whereas nastic movement, non-directional response to the stimulus. Second point, tropic movement is a growth dependent movement. So it has some connection with the growth. Now only I explained you. Whereas nastic movement, it is a growth independent movement. The tropic movement is more or less permanent and irreversible. Whereas the nastic movement is temporary and reversible. So for this, you can remember the touch-me-not plant. So after you remove the finger from the touch-me-not plant, after a while, again what will happen? The leaf will open again. So the closed leaf will again open. So it is temporary process and it is reversible. So tropic movement is found in all plants. So you can see the tropic movement in case of all plants. In all plants, root is going to grow towards the gravity, shoot is going to grow towards the light. So it is found in all plants. Whereas nastic movement is found only in a few specialized plants. For example, the touch-me-not plant, moonflower, okay, and in certain cases, for example, the insectivorous plant. So we saw the thigmonastic movement in case of Venus flytrap. Okay, on the touch of the insect, it closes. So they are found only in few specialized plants. And tropic movement is slow action. That is the root growing towards the gravity, shoot growing towards the light, everything. It happens slowly. Whereas nastic movement, immediate action. Again, I am citing an example for touch-me-not plant. When you touch the leaflets, immediately what happens? It closes. So it is immediate action. So these are the differences between tropic and nastic movements. Then second detail, how will you differentiate the different types of transpiration? So before going to the different types of transpiration, first define what is transpiration. So just now we have learnt in the answer very briefly, transpiration is nothing but loss of water from the aerial parts of the plant body. And types of transpiration, there are 3 types of transpiration. So here you can list it out also and then you can explain. So first one, stomatal transpiration. Second one, cuticular transpiration. Third one, lenticular transpiration. First, stomatal transpiration. Loss of water from plants through stomata. So if the water is lost through the stomata, then that transpiration is called stomatal transpiration. It accounts for 90 to 95% of the water transpired from the leaves. So out of the plant, 90 to 95% of the water that is lost will be through the stomata. Next, cuticular transpiration, loss of water in plants through the cuticle. Lenticular transpiration, loss of water through the lenticels. And just now we saw in answer briefly what are lenticels, tiny openings that protrude from the box in woody stems and twigs as well as in other plant organs. Next, high order thinking skills question. First question, there are 3 plants. So they are calling the 3 plant as A, B, C. First, the flower of A open their petals in bright light during the day but closes when it gets dark at night. So remember, A open their petal in bright light, that is daytime it is opening, flower is opening, and night time it closes. On the other hand, flower of plant B, so in contrast to A plant, it opened the petal at night time and closes during the daytime. And the C plant, it fold up and droop when touched with fingers or any other solid object. So now they are giving the question. First they are asking, name the phenomenon shown by the flowers of plant A and B. What is the phenomenon? So the response they are showing towards the light. And here there is no connection with the growth. So it is a nastic movement. So if it is light, what is the movement? Photonasty. So the answer, the phenomenon shown by the flowers of plant A and B is photonasty. The second one, they are asking, name one plant each which behaves like flowers of plant A and B. They are asking an example for plant A and asking an example for plant B. For plant A, they are telling in the statement, the flower opens during the day and closes during the night. So the example is Tarasaxum officinale. So it only blooms in the morning and closes in the evening. And in case of plant B, they are asking the example, it is Ipomea alba, moonflower. The moonflower opens in the night and closes during the day. And third part of the question, name the phenomenon exhibited by leaves of plant C. What is the phenomenon? That is on, they are telling when the it is touched with fingers or any other object, the leaves fold up and droop. Droop means it close. Okay, so what is the phenomenon exhibited? It is thigmonasty. So the second question, imagine that student A studied the importance of certain factors in photosynthesis. He took a potted plant and kept it in dark for 24 hours. In the early hours of the next morning, he covered one of the leaves with dark paper in the center only. Then he placed the plant in sunlight for few hours and tested the leaf which was covered with black paper for starch. Here I have given a diagram, a picture. So to illustrate what they have asked in the question. So they have said one of the leaves is covered with a dark paper in the center only. So here you can see a black paper covers the center of one leaf. So now coming to the question, what aspect of photosynthesis was being investigated? So what aspect of photosynthesis they are going to study with the help of this experiment? So they are going to study the importance of light. So the answer for A question is light is important for photosynthesis. That aspect only they are going to study. Second part of the question, what they are asking, why was the plant kept in the dark before the experiment? They have given in the question, the plant was kept in dark for 24 hours. So why was the plant kept in dark for 24 hours? The plant was kept in dark for 24 hours to de-starch its leaves. What is meant by de-starching of leaves? So you know, plant do the process of photosynthesis and plant will be producing glucose, and many glucose units join together to form starch, and starch is stored in the leaves. So for this experiment, we need to de-starch the leaves. For the process of removing, de-starching means to remove the starch only. The plant is kept in dark for 24 hours. So because when it is kept in dark for 24 hours, whatever the starch that is present in the leaves will be utilized by the plants and no further starch will be produced, as the plant is kept in dark and there is no light for photosynthesis to take place. So whatever the starch that is found in leaves will be utilized by the plant, and now the leaves of the plant will be made starch free. So this process is called de-starching the leaves. Third question they are asking, how will you prove that starch is present in the leaves? So we can prove the presence of starch in the leaves by means of doing the iodine test. So let's see how to do this test. The selected covered leaf was plucked. So they are have covered one leaf. No, that leaf was plucked, and remove the black paper from the leaf. The leaf was immersed in boiling water for a few minutes and then in alcohol to remove chlorophyll. So because then only the leaf will be turning colorless. So when we do the iodine test, we can see the reaction properly. So they are removing the chlorophyll. The leaf is tested now with iodine solution for the presence of starch. The covered part of the leaf does not turn blue-black. Okay, that is the black color paper covered, no, that part alone did not turn blue-black, whereas the rest of the leaf which was exposed to light, that is the uncovered part of the leaf, it showed the blue-black color. So thus it is proved that the starch is present in leaves. We have seen all the answers for the textbook exercises of chapter 19 Plant Physiology. Meet you in the next video. Thank you.